Hey, what's good? So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a full-time income selling clothes, 100K per year online without really having to invest much money up front. So it's a simple, most people think that starting an online clothing store is too complicated or expensive. They don't know anything about fashion or there's too much competition. But trust me, with the right strategies in place, you can make a six-figure salary in no time. So stay tuned and I'll reveal all my secrets to success. But before we do that, you can go ahead and click the link in the description box below to get the branding blueprint. It's a webinar course on how to start, grow, and scale your clothing brand. Look, listen, starting and growing a clothing brand can be tough, especially if you don't know where to start. So the branding blueprint is the best place to assist you in getting started. So you can click the link in the description box below to go and get that. So let's jump right into the content today. So, like I said, 100K per year selling clothing online is really, really simple. However, most people tend to complicate it. And it's about staying true to the system and following a solid set of rules, okay? And those rules come in three, okay? It's a three-step system that is, really doable. So number one is you're gonna need to obviously build your clothing brand. Now, I've done other videos in this to explain, the marketing side, how to build a social media following and things like that, the different elements of Facebook ads, influencers, providing value, all of that good stuff. So that's the basis, right? So if we just summarize all of those things into building your clothing brand, and then what you want to do is, whilst you're building your clothing brand, you want to build an email list, okay? You want to build an email list of people that are interested in what you're interested in. So here's what's going to happen. Once you start seeing success with your clothing brand, you are going to then get people coming to you asking you how you did it, okay? And that's when you've transitioned into the next step and you've just created another income source for yourself. Because when people start asking you how you did it, it means you've, one, done something right, and two, you can now start to charge people to give them information on how you did it. Now, there's going to be two ways you can do it. You're obviously going to want to give some kind of free information away to help people. Like we do with We Brand You, we do podcasts, we do, content online. We give back, we give information to help people get started. It's called freemium. That's called freemium, as in free. And then we have premium content. So freemium is free stuff. And then you have premium content, which is content that's paid for. So we have a course that people can pay for if they want more information on top of the information that we're giving them. So that's basically what it is. So once you get people coming up to you saying, how did you do that? How did you build this social media following? How did you make X amount of sales? How did you manufacture this clothing? It means you've done something right and people want the formula from you, and you are going to charge people for the formula, okay? So then that goes on to the next step in terms of on the list of helping others do what you do. And by that, I mean you're going to help them achieve what you've achieved to some degree, okay? Now, it's not going to create competition in your field. You don't need to worry about all of that thing. You need to kind of get rid of that mindset, okay? Because everyone's different. Everyone's going to sell different products, different clothing, different brands, and not everyone's going to do the same thing. So if you're into urban clothing and you're going to help someone else sell urban clothing, they're going to be different to you. They're going to do things different. They're going to meet different people. They're going to make different decisions to you. So they're not going to be able to steal your thunder. They'll be able to just create their own lane. And believe me, in countries like the UK, the United States, Canada, that these are very, very wealthy countries with huge populations and huge marketplaces and huge economies. So there is always room for more than one person to succeed. There's always room for more than one person to make money. There's always room for more than one person to become wealthy. There's always room for more than one urban clothing successful brand or whatever it is you're selling. So I don't want you to fall into the trap of competition. I want you to feel and understand what I'm saying in terms of helping others do what you do, right? Because you're going to be able to create another income source just from doing that alone. Like, we sell courses, right? I've also got I've also built music production brands. I work with music production brands where they sell courses by simply showing others, upcoming music producers and artists how to get on the ladder. I've worked with financial people that specialize in, finances and stocks and that, and they got themselves to a position where now they built a brand, obviously, they built an email list so that they got clients and stuff, and then now they're helping other people do what they do and charging them for it in the form of a course or the form of an hour-long consultancy. And you can make some good money from these situations. Like, you can sell a course, right? You can sell a course from between £50 right up to £1,000 for a course. Okay, and if you're selling 4 or 5 of them a day, you've just made $4,000 from selling digital courses. And you can record webinars and turn them into courses. Literally, people will be downloading a webinar that's pre-recorded. You've just set up the screen, you've recorded the screen, you had the mic on, you record an hour worth of content, and you sell it. And people are buying these things. The information industry is huge, okay? So, to summarize it, you want to, build a personal brand or a clothing brand of some sort, like we spoke about before. Number 2 is build an email list. By simply the free content that you do give out, you're going to say, look, guys, at the end of the free content, like, for example, if you are selling, let me break this right down to you. I could probably even break this down further. So like I said, number 1 is to build the brand. So you built the brand, and let's say the brand is golfing. You built a golfing t-shirt line for amateur golfers, okay, to feel comfortable and feel confident on the pitch, against their opponents. So you've built this lovely golfing brand that has 96,000 subscribers on both YouTube and Instagram. You're making maybe £6,000 to £8,000 per day in sales revenue. You've built up somewhat of a successful brand. Okay, that's number 1. And now number 2 is you're now going to start to get people coming to you, asking you how you did it. And now you're going to start making some content, probably not on the clothing brand's page, but you're going to create your own kind of page away from the clothing brand, and you're going to give information. So you're going to say, look, guys, I built my clothing brand, my golfing clothing brand, by simply sharing this and doing that. And you're going to make little videos and little contents of your journey and how you did it. A good example at the minute is Gymshark's owner. He's now got a YouTube channel. I don't know if you've seen it. And if you have seen it, give this video a like. And he's sharing content of his journey. He's doing this exact same step because he obviously wants to get into the field of consultancy, of speaking, of selling courses, and he'll be able to make another income stream from it. But you can do it much earlier than he's done. He's waited to build $1 billion company, and now he's doing it. But you don't need to wait until you get to there. You can do it at like a couple grand, a week. Because people will be coming to you asking you how you did it. So that's when you're going to start documenting your journey, sharing some tips. And at the end of each video, you're going to say, if you want to learn more, subscribe to my email list. If you want to learn more, subscribe to my email list. If you want to learn more, subscribe to my email list. Right? And what's going to happen is you're going to start to now build up an email list of people that are interested in getting some kind of information from you, because some people only want free information, but some people want more than free information. Some people want more information. That's just how some people are. And those that do want more information, they're going to sign up to your email list. And now you've built up an email list, you're going to now start to charge and promote your course or your webinar or your hour-long consultancy fee, consultancy call to them, right? And now you've just built an additional 100K per year on the side of your clothing brand, okay? Which is completely yours. So it's powerful. Like, if you take away anything from any of my videos, this is probably one of the biggest ones, is if you're selling a clothing brand or whatever, you need to build on the side a personal brand. Once people start asking you how you did it, build an email list by simply putting out free information, little tips, tricks, techniques, and asking them to subscribe to your email list, which you can do through MailChimp. Drop a comment or hit me up if you need help sorting that out. But there's plenty of YouTube videos like that. But getting them to sign up to your email list so that you can then later on sell them a course on the exact blueprint strategy, like our branding blueprint, our blueprint A to Z strategy, which assists them in getting started. Okay, you sell that to them. You can sell it from £30, £100, £300, maybe up to £1,000, depending on your clients, depending on the pricing that you want to try and get for it. Okay, and that's it. That is how you're going to build an extra 100k per year by simply not even lifting a finger. Okay, so a lot of people ask me as well, like, when's the best time for me to start doing this? And my thing is just to start now. Create a little personal brand on the side of your clothing brand. Just sharing your journey. Even if you're not making mega bucks right now, just put tips, tricks, and techniques on you sharing your journey. You emailing people, you opening the box of your first shipment of products, you uploading it to Shopify, you shipping out and going to the post office. You build that journey because you're building your brand, and people are going to start to take notice whether you're making $1 million or you're making £1. People want to follow people's journeys, and that's why we love films and movies, because it's a journey. Like the Avengers, like Monsters Inc., like Toy Story, they take us on a journey from start to finish. It's not the film doesn't start with the guy on top, on top of the world and happy and rich and successful and good looking. The film never starts like that, because that would be a boring start to a film. They always show you there's some kind of there's an issue at the beginning, and the main character takes us through a journey and reaches the goal at the end. But we still tune in, right? Why do we not just fast forward to the end of the film? To the good bit? It's because we want to see that journey from the bottom to the top. We're addicted to that journey, because what it does is we put ourselves in that journey and say, well, if they was able to do it, I can do it, right? And that's powerful. So people will be looking at you, starting your clothing brand, bringing in your shipment, opening your packages, taking it to the post office, sending off your first order. They'll be looking at that inspired. If they might not even be that far yet. They might only just have thought of the clothing brand in their head yesterday, and you're already 10 steps ahead of them at the post office. Even though you're shipping your first and only order, and you're thinking, wow, I want to get to 100 orders, 1,000. You're thinking, I've only got one, that's not enough. But someone is 10 steps behind you who hasn't got a clothing brand name yet, who hasn't got a supplier, who hasn't, got prices, who hasn't got a material list. So they're 10, 20 steps behind you, looking at you and looking up to you. Okay, so just share your journey, because there'll be always someone that's 10 steps behind you that you can inspire. Fact. Okay, so once you get to a point where people start asking you how you did it, that's when you start putting out a few tips, tricks, techniques, or whatever, and then you'll be able to charge later. So hope that makes sense. And it's one of those ones where you're going to really want to take advantage of this, simply because we live in a story-based world. People want to follow people's stories, okay? And like I said at the beginning of the video, that's it. That's the value. That is how you can make an extra 100k per year quite easily on the side of your clothing brand, on the side of whatever. And this formula works pretty much for every industry. Whether you're in a fitness industry, whether you're building a clothing brand, a personal trainer brand, a music brand, any kind of brand, you can always branch off and start doing it once people ask you, how did you manage to do this? So, hope you got value in this video. Remember, if you need help and assistance in getting started on your clothing brand, on how to start, grow, and scale a clothing brand from start to finish, click the link in the description box below, and you can go and grab our course now. It's at about 15 quid. It was at 50 quid yesterday. We've dropped the price down, so grab it before it goes back up. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.